Heartbreak? Healings. What's happening in Salem? Days of Our Lives spoilers for June 12th to 13th and beyond. Let's dive into what happened this past Thursday and Friday, June 12th and 13th, and what's coming just around the corner for the people of Salem. Friday, June 13th. Revelations, romance, and raw emotion. Belle's painful decision. The end of her love story with EJ. Friday brings a powerful emotional arc for Belle Black. For weeks now, Belle has been caught in a storm of feelings for EJ Mara. After confessing her love to him, it seemed the two might finally find lasting happiness. EJ even reciprocated Belle's feelings, offering her hope for something real. But as Friday's episode unfolded, it became clear that Belle is struggling deeply with whether to continue this relationship. Her hesitation may stem from guilt, fear, or heartbreak. Perhaps memories of Shawn or doubts about EJ's intentions are haunting her. Whatever the reason, it looks like Belle may be walking away, for good. Whether she truly ends things remains to be seen, but her torment is heartbreakingly real. It's a reminder that love in Salem is rarely simple. A custody clash. Xander and Sarah battle over Victoria. Also on Friday, Xander Cook, Paul Telfer, and Sarah Horton, Lindsay Godfrey, find themselves at a breaking point over their daughter, baby Victoria. Still reeling from his recent arrest for assaulting Philip Kiriakis, Jean-Paul Lavoisier, Xander has been released on bail, but his freedom doesn't bring peace. Instead, it reignites his conflict with Sarah. She's angry, afraid, and possibly unwilling to let Xander near Victoria. Xander's pain is palpable. He desperately wants to be part of his daughter's life, but his past choices keep catching up with him. Whether he'll stay the course or spiral back into reckless behavior is a question weighing heavily on the audience. And on Sarah, too. Shawn Brady's apology, a new beginning with Jada? Shawn Brady, Brandon Beamer, still haunted by past mistakes, offers a heartfelt apology to Jada Hunter, Elia Cantu. Though details of their fallout have been vague, it's clear there's emotional depth and maybe even lingering feelings between the two. Will this apology open the door to a new romance? Or will it be a step toward healing an old wound before reuniting with Belle? For longtime fans, the question of Shawn's future looms large. Could he be heading for new love with Jada, or is his heart still tied to Belle? Romance rekindled. Alex and Stephanie heat things up elsewhere in Salem. Alex Kiriakis, Robert Scott Wilson, and Stephanie Johnson, Abigail Klein, share a romantic evening, but Alex has a secret. While things seem perfect between them, viewers know that Alex passed Stephanie's book manuscript to Kate Roberts, Lauren Koslow, without telling her. Will this act of supposed helpfulness drive a wedge between them? Or will it catapult Stephanie's career and bring them even closer? Either way, the consequences are coming, and Alex may find that good intentions don't always lead to happy endings. Kate's vigil beside Philip, a mother's hope at the hospital. Kate Roberts is once again at her son Philip's bedside. As he remains unconscious, she pleads with him to wake up. Her love is fierce, her anguish unmistakable. And for fans who've followed Philip since he was a child, this moment is a heartbreaking reminder of a mother's eternal hope. The good news? Signs suggest Philip will be waking up soon. But when he does, what will he remember, And how will he react to the people who've hurt him? Thursday, June 12th. Homecomings, heartache, and honoring John Black. Tony and Anna reunited. DiMera Love Lives on Thursday's episode gave viewers a much-needed lift as Tony DiMera, Theo Penglis, returned to Salem and was joyfully reunited with his beloved wife, Anna, Leanne Hunley. Their chemistry remains as vibrant as ever, and fans were thrilled to see this iconic couple sharing the screen again. Their reunion was sweet, filled with warmth and genuine affection. A rare and welcome break from the chaos of Salem life. A toast to a hero honoring John Black as the town continues to reel from John Black's passing. Roman Brady, Josh Taylor, gathers loved ones at the Brady pub for a vigil following John's funeral. The gathering is intimate but heartfelt. Friends and family raise their glasses in his honor, share stories, laugh, cry, and remember the man who saved countless lives and was a rock for many. Marlena Evans, Deidre Hall, remains in mourning, surrounded by those who care deeply for her. The scene is poignant and cathartic, a celebration of a character who defined strength and integrity. Steve and Black Patch, a legacy at the crossroads. John's death also casts a long shadow over Steve Johnson, Stephen Nichols, who is contemplating disbanding their private investigation firm, Black Patch. He confides in Kayla, Mary Beth Evans, that without John, it just isn't the same. But Bo Brady, Peter Reckel, now miraculously back in town, urges Steve to reconsider. Perhaps John's memory should inspire Steve to keep the business going, to carry on the mission they began together. Might a new partner step in? Could Rafe Hernandez, Galen Gehring, now with the FBI, join forces with Steve? Time will tell, but it seems John's story is far from over. His spirit lives on in every life he touched. Hope, Julie, and Jennifer, a circle of grief elsewhere. Hope Brady, Christian Alfonso, spends tender moments with Julie Williams, Susan Seaforth Hayes, and Jennifer Horton, Katie McLean. They speak of loss of Abigail, of Doug Williams, Bill Hayes, of John. The women reflect on the grief that has surrounded them and the resilience that carries them forward. Julie and Jennifer are still mourning deeply, and Hope's return, along with Bo, brings comfort and warmth in a time of sorrow. Hope and Bo, a love that defies death. Hope opens up to Julie about the sheer joy of seeing Bo again. After everything they've endured, including death itself, their love remains. Hope confesses she still gets butterflies just looking at him. A touching testament to one of daytime TV's greatest romances. It's a miraculous second chance, and fans are eager to see where this rekindled love story goes. Jack's visit to Abigail's grave, a father's unanswered prayer. Finally, Jack Devereaux Matthew Ashford visits his daughter Abigail's grave. But his heart is heavy. He confesses that he feels she isn't at peace. Her remains aren't truly resting, and that knowledge tortures him. His pain is raw, his sorrow unshakable. It's a painful, honest moment about the long-term grief of losing a child, and a father's yearning for closure. What's next in Salem? The days ahead promise more twists, revelations, and powerful moments. Will Belle really walk away from EJ? Will Xander lose custody of Victoria? Will John's legacy bring Black Patch back stronger than ever? One thing is certain. Days of Our Lives continues to deliver the drama, heart, and nostalgia that have made it a daily tradition for generations. Whether you've been watching since the 1960s or just recently returned, this week's episodes prove that the heart of Salem still beats strong. #A heartfelt farewell. Remembering a beloved hero on a somber Wednesday, June 11, 2025. The tight-knit community of Salem gathered to bid farewell to a man whose presence had touched countless lives. The funeral of a cherished father, mentor, and friend was not just a moment of mourning, but a profound celebration of a life lived with courage, compassion, and unwavering love. The day was filled with heartfelt tributes, emotional reunions, and a lingering sense of mystery that left those in attendance reflecting on the legacy of a true hero. #A son's tribute. Honoring a father's legacy, the service began in a quiet church, its pews filled with family and friends, their faces etched with grief yet softened by fond memories. At the podium stood a man who had known the deceased as both a father and a guiding light. He spoke with a steady voice, though his eyes glistened with unshed tears as he shared the story of their bond, a bond that transcended biology. Even when I learned he wasn't my biological father, he said, he never stopped being my dad. He was a mentor to all of us, a steady hand when we faltered, a voice of wisdom when we lost our way. His words resonated with the congregation, many of whom nodded in silent agreement, recalling their own moments of guidance from this remarkable man. He paused, pulling a folded letter from his pocket. "My sister couldn't be here today," he explained, "but she sent this message for me to share." The room fell silent as he began to read her words, written with a raw honesty that tugged at every heart. The letter spoke of a childhood shaped by love, despite a rocky beginning. "He didn't ruin my life," the letter declared. "He made it infinitely better. I may have been a handful, maybe even a nightmare, but he never gave up on me. I love him deeply, now and forever." As the man folded the letter, a soft murmur of agreement rippled through the crowd. The words, though simple, captured the essence of a man who had a gift for seeing the best in others even when they couldn't see it themselves. #A battle of love and duty. Elsewhere, a different scene was unfolding, one charged with tension and raw emotion. A woman stood in a sterile hospital room, her eyes red from crying, pleading with a man she loved dearly. He sat in a wheelchair, clad in a hospital gown, his face pale but resolute. Their argument was not one of anger but of fear and devotion. "I can't lose you," she said, her voice breaking. "Not after everything he did to save you. If you go to that funeral and something happens, his sacrifice will mean nothing." Her hands trembled as she gripped the arms of his chair, as if she could physically hold him back from danger. But the man was unwavering. "I owe him this," he said firmly. "He was there for me in ways I can never repay. I have to be there to say goodbye." His eyes, though tired, burned with determination. He reached for her hand, his touch gentle but resolute. "I promise I'll be careful. But I need to do this for him and for me." The woman's resolve crumbled, and she nodded through her tears. "Fine," she whispered, "but I'm driving, and if I see even a hint of weakness, we're coming straight back." It was a compromise born of love, a testament to the strength of their bond and the weight of the moment they were about to share. ### A hero's arrival, a moment of grace back at the church. The service was about to continue with a prayer when the doors swung open, drawing every eye. The woman and the man in the wheelchair entered, their arrival halting the proceedings. A hush fell over the congregation as they made their way down the aisle, the woman pushing the chair with careful determination. "We're sorry for interrupting," the man said, his voice carrying a quiet strength. "But I had to be here for him." He looked toward the widow, who stood near the front, her face a mixture of surprise and gratitude. She stepped forward, enveloping him in a warm embrace. "I'd love for you to speak," she said softly, her voice thick with emotion. The man nodded and maneuvered his wheelchair to the front. As he began to speak, his words painted a vivid picture of a friendship forged in adversity. He recounted their first meeting, a moment steeped in misunderstanding and conflict. "I thought he'd taken someone I loved," he admitted. "We fought hard. He won, but just as I was about to fall, he caught me. He saved me even then." The crowd leaned in, captivated by the story of a man whose strength was matched only by his compassion. "He had a big heart," the man continued, his voice breaking. "He was always there, whether I needed someone to talk to or a swift kick to get me back on track. He was the master of tough love." A few chuckles broke the tension, as those who knew him well recalled his no-nonsense approach to care. The man's voice faltered as he spoke of the ultimate sacrifice. "He gave his life for mine," he said, tears streaming down his face. "He saved me, and so many others, time and time again. He's not here with us now, but his gift, his love, his courage lives on." He turned to a framed photograph of his friend, resting on an easel adorned with flowers. "I'll carry you with me always," he vowed, his words a solemn promise. ### A community united in remembrance. As the service drew to a close, the man who had spoken first returned to the podium, his composure restored but his gratitude evident. "Thank you all for being here," he said. "Please join us at the Brady pub to continue celebrating his life." The invitation was met with warm smiles as the community prepared to share stories, laughter, and tears in honor of their friend. The widow, her hand clasped tightly in her son's, paused to offer him a few quiet words. "You did a wonderful job," she said, her voice filled with pride. "He would be so proud of you." The moment was tender, a reminder of the love that bound this family together, even in the face of loss. As the congregation filed out, a sense of unity lingered in the air. The day had been heavy with grief, but it was also a testament to the enduring power of love and sacrifice. For those who had known him, the man they mourned was more than a memory. He was a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, compassion and courage could light the way. ### A mystery lingers yet. As the mourners dispersed, a quiet question hung in the air. The widow, standing alone for a moment by her husband's photograph, seemed lost in thought. Her eyes lingered on the image, as if searching for an answer to a question only she could hear. What mystery had stirred in her heart during this day of farewell? For now, it remained unspoken, a thread of intrigue woven into the fabric of their grief. In the days to come, the people of Salem would continue to honor their fallen hero, carrying his legacy forward with every act of kindness, every moment of bravery. And though he was gone, his spirit would live on, in the hearts of those he loved, and in the stories they would tell for years to come.